she held many posts like this. There are many, a long list. The important thing about ma'am, the few important thing is that she has a teaching experience of more than 30 years. About research experience, she is a research supervisor, and 4 research scholars are presently working under her. 3 students have submitted their thesis. There are many things to be mentioned about ma'am, but the most important thing that I would like to bring into your notice is that every year Nagpur University, all universities, every year they announce the best teacher for an academic session. And the best teacher for the academic session 2021-22, the award for that was conferred on ma'am by Nagpur University last month. I think on the Teachers' Day, this month itself, on the Teachers' Day. So I congratulate ma'am for that achievement, and welcome her to this session, and hand over the mic to ma'am for taking charge of the proceedings. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to all the participants. And yes, now we'll begin with the presentations. And the first presentation, I think, is Dr. Mrs. Suman Keswani. So now
yes,
I would like to invite her to give her presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. So my topic is related to English language teaching through technology. So it is developing communication skills and imparting value education through technology. So please give me permission to share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Just a minute now. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So the topic of my presentation is developing communication skills and imparting value education through technology. So as we all know that in today's world, you have to be a tech persona, which is possible only if you are willing to learn. So if you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. And if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Because technology is all around us. We have witnessed in the pandemic times, many of us had a tough time coping up with the pressure of teaching online. And yes, this online mode is here to stay, and it is going to stay with us for long, maybe permanently, because we have discovered the great advantages of the online mode. Today, this refresher course which is going on is in online mode, and it is a big example of this. Our resource persons from all over the country have joined in, and also all the participants from all over India are here. This is possible only because of technology. Now, we come to the main part, that is how to develop communication skills through technology. As we know, there are 4 aspects in communication skills, and that is reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So first, we go to the reading part. Now, reading, there's a lot in the technological world which can be read. Google Books, we know of many ebooks, right? Even Kindle. In Kindle, there are 1.5 million ebooks which we can scrutinize. Then there is one app called InShorts, in which latest news are given in 60 words. So we get a summary of the latest news here. But it is just that we don't read much. We should not read much on the mobile. We should use PC or laptop for that to protect our eyes. Now, there's an app, WikiHow. If you have heard of it, WikiHow, you have to just download the app, and there's extensive base of how to do animated pictures and articles. For example, you have a question, how to lose weight, and you will just get the answer. How to cope with stress. You have answers for everything. So it is a safe and trusted app and has a social mission, which is a betterment of society. Now, there is one app, Doubt Nut. Doubtnut is India's top and only instant doubt solving platform. There are many educational videos here free of cost, and it is available on smartphone also. All this I'm saying is available on smartphone. And other than this, to enhance your reading skills, you can use YouTube. There is a lot many reading skills, reading material available on YouTube. Then educational apps like Byju's, Topper, Vedantu, all this you can go through. Also blogs, blog reading can also enhance your reading skills. Coming to writing. Till now, till a few years back, paper and pen was the only traditional way we used for writing. But now times have changed. Now, most teachers will agree that Google Docs is a great help in writing and making files and saving it. And through voice typing, which is actually a type of blessing. For at least me, it is a blessing because I do most of my work by voice typing. Gone are the days when we used to type on the keyboard and all. Now we directly go, we speak, and it is converted into text form. It is very useful, and numerous sentences can be typed and in many languages. So all of you must be knowing that there is an option, change keyboard, where you can select your language and with a long press of the space bar. So you can, it is a boon for people with disabilities. Like if they have some arm or finger disability, they can opt for voice typing. Now, for enhancing your writing, you can use social media posts also, creative poems, write-ups, comments, all this, and also various other things like the smart board or blog writing. All this can enhance your writing skills. Coming to listening. So for listening, first of all is to attend, I think, more and more webinars. Like what we are doing right now, we are listening to the speeches and to all the guidance we are getting. It is most of it is through listening. And you may be knowing that good listeners become good speakers. So you should do a lot of listening. So we can do by YouTube. We can listen to many motivational videos and through podcasts. You know what is a podcast? Digital audio files are stored in episodes, and you can, it is like a series. You can go on listening to various audios. Then there is an app called Duolingo where you can learn a language. Many foreign languages are there. There are about 35 languages here. You can learn and you can use it. And there is a proficient examination also where you get to know your ability. And other than this, for listening, you can use Google Assistant. Nowadays, you must be knowing that every smartphone has a Google Assistant. You can ask a question and you get an answer. So this is very good for enhancing your listening skills. Next, we come to speaking. Now, speaking for enhancing the speaking skills, first of all, you can start from a little bits of conducting a program, giving vote of thanks, or you can just attend online meetings and say something in between. So as your confidence goes up and up, then you can participate in webinars as speakers, as resource persons. You can join in competitions, and this way you can upgrade your speaking skills. Now, other than this 4, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, nowadays there are a few more digital skills which have to be enhanced. So this you can enhance either through professional courses or for interest. So for professional courses, there are many courses, MOOC courses, which you can do. MOOC is massive or open online courses, which one of which is Swayam, which I'm going to talk about. And for interest, you can have social media apps are there which you can use. What is Swayam? Swayam is a study web of active learning for young aspiring minds where there are many courses. So if you scroll through swayam.gov.in, you'll get to see so many courses which start from 9th standard to PG level. There are 4-week courses, 6-week courses, 12-week courses. So there are numerous courses even we teachers should do it because knowledge is so vast. There are many avenues which we have not yet scroll till now, so we should go for it. There are to name a few. We can, if someone is interested in computer graphics, communication skills, animation, literature, they can have many courses through Swayam. Now, all this is okay, but what about value education? Now we come to, if education, as Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan has said, if education does not build wisdom and humanity in the hearts and minds of men, all its professional, scientific, and technological triumphs would be meaningless. Now, here comes the role of value education. Even Mahatma Gandhi has said that it is the duty of teachers to develop high morals and strong character in the student. Now, in these times, how is it possible through technology? How we can teach our students the choice between right and wrong, or values like honesty, integrity, sincerity, all these values? How are we going to teach them through technology? I hope all of you will agree that the new lot of students that we are encountering in our physical classes this year lack in value education. Well, this is because the aspect of value education has been quite neglected in the pandemic times. So now most emphasis has to be laid on value education. So how we are going to do this? Through technology. What we can do now, our physical classes have started, but all of us have some projector or something, so we can show small videos based on mythological stories, Panchatantra tales, or some classic books, some small as fillers in our class. Because after half an hour, what happens if you have a 45-minute lecture? After half an hour, you see that boredom appears, right? So at that point of time, if you just click on a YouTube video of 2 minutes, 4 minutes, even students will be refreshed and they'll get some value education also. So even Panchatantra tales or small tales of emphasizing on honesty, you can give small examples through storytelling on the screen also. So all this is about value education. Now, do you think what will be the future ABCD like? As Abdul Jinnah sir had just said, that we are heading towards technological singularity. So maybe in the future, ABCD will also be taught in a different way. So maybe A will stand for Android, B for backup, C for Chrome, and so on. So can you imagine such a future where students will be taught K for Kind Master, M for Microsoft, okay, and till Y for YouTube and Z for Zoom? So we can envision such a future because all these words are used so much that children have literally forgotten that traditional ABCD. But the traditional ABCD is, of course, it is all about life. So we should also not forget that. And in addition to all this, nowadays social media is here to stay with us. So if we make good use of social media, it can prove as a boon for us. Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, all have transformed our lives. They are a part of our lives now. And without all these apps and social media, social bonding is just not possible. Because nowadays we just don't go and meet our friends. We just interact with them on social media. But we have to make judicious use of social media. Let us be masters of technology and and not slaves of technology. So that is my last message to all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me this chance. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, that was a great presentation, Dr. Suman Keswani. And now I would like to ask the participants if they have any questions for Keswani ma'am. Anyone? You can just unmute and ask, because I'm not able to see everyone here. So if anybody wants to ask question, you can just unmute. You can raise your hand also. Okay, let me ask one question. I'll start with that. Do you think that technology can really help face-to-face teaching also? Because nowadays we use blended teaching learning mode. So along with the face-to-face teaching learning, we...
Your voice is getting stuck.
Okay, now am I audible? Am I audible?
Ma'am, now
Yes,
you're audible.
Okay.
Now you're audible, ma'am. Please repeat the question.
Yeah.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask you that, yes, nowadays we are talking of blended teaching learning also, which really help students to understand different concepts. But do you think that technology will really replace human beings, or really physically, that do you think that the teachers are not required? And yes, so let me hear what you want to say
No,
regarding.
ma'am. Not at all, not at all, ma'am, because teachers have their own importance. Teachers can never be replaced by technology, because what happens, the bond we have, the emotional bond that we have with the students, that bond is not possible through technology. Everything can be done, but not that emotional bond, because sometimes students do something only because the teachers want it. So they follow teachers blindly. So that love, that affection, and all these things we won't get through technology. So that is why the importance of teachers will always be there, always. And I think technology should just be a part of our teaching, but it should not overpower us. It should not be like the master.
Yeah, and if we talk about online teaching learning, then our students really they do not have laptops. They do, most of them use mobiles and all these things. They don't have what you say, any source. They don't even have data, sufficient data to study. So do you think that this technology based teaching learning will really is really going to come and take over in a few years, or it will take time? And till then, how can we make use of technology as far as communication skills are concerned?
Because it is very difficult, especially in rural India. It has not reached fully till now. So that is one big disadvantage, that technology has invaded our lives, but students from rural parts are yet to adapt to that technology. They don't have the resources. So we have to think of blended learning only. We have to bring them to school and college, and it is just a matter of how much, like now the physical classes have started. So now I think we should just go for the traditional way, and of course blended learning.
So any challenges which you think, like, while you've made use of technology, I think we all teachers are using technology while teaching learning. Do you think that there are any challenges? Have you come across any challenges which you feel while using technology?
Yes, of course there are many challenges, because sometimes the internet connection, if poor connectivity is there, then that connect is lost. Then, and once the interest is gone, you cannot revive it. So I feel that it is that eye contact that is there, it can never be there through technology, which we get in the physical mode. So challenges are there, but yes, technology has helped us also in pandemic times. We should never forget that, and it is here to stay. We have to accept it, and we have to find out ways to overcome all the challenges.
Yes, thank you, Suman. And
Thank you,
basically,
ma'am.
yes. And now we all are using technology, but we have realized that there are many challenges also. But technology is a great boon for us. And so many things are really, so many things have become easier also. If you are teaching them spoken English, if you want them to listen to their pronunciation also, they can make use of technology. There are so many software, and even with the help of mobiles also, you can really listen to the pronunciation. So even a small gadget like a phone also can be helpful. And really, I think technology has played a great role in really helping us with and mediating, helping us, and it has become a catalyst in really what do you say, fast forwarding things, and helping us to learn language easily. Because nowadays we can listen to the words, we can, as you said, you've talked about all the reading skill, writing skills, speaking skills, listening skills, and even digital skills. So all these things can be really learned. They can be learned with the help of technology, and we should make really the best use of technology to learn communication skills. So that was, you've covered all the points. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, now we move on to the next participant. It is Dr. Siddharth Keshav Patil from Rani Lakshmibai Mahila Mahavidyalaya.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, I'm here. Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Coordinator of the Refresher Course in English, Dr. Kapil Singhal, sir. The respected dignitary as a judge of today's presentation, Dr. Manjushree Sardeshpande, Madam. I welcome you all and all my dear friends. Ma'am, can I share my
Yes,
screen?
yes, yes.
Uh, is it visible?
No.
Share.
What happened?
Just, ma'am, I'm trying to share screen.
Share.
Is it visible, ma'am?
No, no, it's not.
No.
What is your topic? Or you can just give an oral presentation also if this is not working.
Ma'am, actually, I have made the presentation.
Okay.
That's why I'm trying it. Sir,
Yeah.
I can see a share option on my screen from Zoom.
Yeah. Share screen.
So shall I click on that share?
Yeah. Click on that. Yeah. Share screen.
And
File open. Is it there on your desktop? Open your file.
yes.
Keep it open on your desktop. Share screen. Then go to slide share.
Actually, I have made it in mobile.
Oh, you are on your mobile?
Yeah, ma'am, on mobile. I can access it,
But just click on share screen first.
yeah.
Have you clicked?
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to see your desktop over there. Desktop means your screen, mobile screen. Are you able to see?
So just click on screen. Just click on
Yeah.
screen.
Yes, yes. Now?
Which app you have used for making?
Okay, Zoom. Fine. It may be come. Zoom. Now is it visible?
No.
No.
It not. Screen already started sharing. Ma'am, is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It is visible now.
Okay. Yes, my PPT must be visible there.
Yes, yes. Now it's visible.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, ma'am and sir, I choose a topic which was actually rendering in my mind since long back when it was included in the BA UG syllabus. And we as a teachers, we may have some time or some other day, we must have come across uh, to the story of Chandu. I think the name Chandu itself has a dignity. Uh, that it is from the character was created by uh, Mulkraj Anand, and Mulkraj Anand was the recipient of Padma Bhushan, and he is novelist and short story writer. And I think Mulkraj Anand needs no introduction over here in detail. He is one of the pioneer of Indo-Anglican fiction, and his famous novels as Untouchable, Coolie, Two Leaves and a Bird are really a realistic fiction. Mulkraj Anand used fiction as uh, a tool to attack on the various aspects of Indian social structure. And this story, my topic, that the narrative of exploitation, marginalization, and fight for dignity in the Barbers Trade Union, a short story by Mulkraj Anand. So, uh, Mulkraj Anand was a social reformer, and basically he started his novel writing in the period in a period where he found in the Indian social structure that there is a there is a large scale disparity and differences in the Hindu social system in India. Uh, he became a voice of the downtrodden, and through his memorable characters like Bakha and Chandu, he became the voice of suppressed, marginalized sections of the society. The story of Chandu lies in the Barbers Trade Union and other stories of his book, which he published in 1944. And it was the era, it was the pre-independence era when Mulkraj Anand published this story. Actually, this story, at the beginning of the story, we come to know uh, these are the themes in this slide. We can see the themes of story. We will discuss this later on. The central character of the story is Chandu, and Chandu is a barber boy. He is barber by caste as per Hindu social caste system. Now, Chandu is regarded as a modern maker of India. Now, see, at the beginning of this short story, Mulkraj Anand tells his readers that Chandu belongs to a modern maker of India. Now, there is a question in our mind when we start reading the story, that uh, modern makers of India, those people who contributed in the development of India's progress system. So they are regarded as the modern makers of India. Now, this small character, this boy, a barber boy, how he became a modern maker of India? That is the real question that rendered in my heart since I read that story. Now, Chandu is also held as a reformist by the author. Reformist is someone who bring concrete changes in the mindset of the people, and with their ideas, with their new ideology, the common people get a new notion of something or someone, that yes, this man or this person is a reformer. And Chandu is in this story is presented as an exploited low caste barber. Now, if we all people, I don't know how many of you, but I'm a special lover of movie. I'm a moviegoer, and I came across one movie in. It was from late 90s, and it was Savere Wali Gadi. And in that movie, we find a character played by Sunny Deol, and he is a barber boy, but he rejects the idea of going into practice with the barber profession. He rejects this profession, and he is highly educated person. He is a graduate person. So the society, how the society treats barber, it is shown in that movie, that is Savere Wali Gadi. And now, when we turn to Chandu in our short story, we find that Chandu has lots of merits. He is intelligent. He is completely. He can recite poems. He can means he is good in kite making and everything, and he is aspirant of new things. He wants to learn new things accurately with his own efforts. He wants to learn new things. So the story belongs to the pre-independence era, that the narrator tells us that he and Chandu were best friends, were chaddi friends, and the narrator belongs to the upper caste system, and Chandu was a low caste barber. There is a difference in every line of this short story. We find that the narrator tries to explain how they were differ, how how there was a difference between both of them, that when a particular line about their dressings, about their clothing, when the narrator narrates the formalized pattern of uchkin that the narrator wears, and Chandu wore clothes donated to him by the retired Subedar and Lala Hukumchand, the lawyer of the village. Means Chandu used to Chandu used to get clothes from the people. He doesn't buy clothes because it is possible that he may earn not have some handsome money or to his credit. So like this, Chandu has to get clothes from upper caste peoples. Why Chandu has to accept his profession? Now there is a question. As a boy, still a school-going lad accepts the profession of a barber. He has to go to shave and have a haircut, and for haircut for to the landlord, sahukar, and all those upper caste people. Because Chandu's father died of plague, and Chandu had to leave the school in the middle. He earns his livelihood by joining the traditional business. Chandu did not get much, hardly enough to survive in poverty-stricken lives. Chandu's mother is also a very poor woman. She is also she also lives in poverty. That whatever comes through Chandu's earning, they live on it. Now, uh, basically, Chandu started shavings, and it means hairdressing and shavings by the upper caste people. He goes to their houses personally. He has to go to them. He does his job and returns. And meantime, when he gets time, he has to go to town. He goes to town to observe how town is, how modern technology or modernism is at the town. Now, Chandu's friendship with upper caste boy, as the narrator tells us, that narrator was upper caste. Narrator belongs to upper caste, and he and Chandu was very bosom friends. Now, how Chandu realized his existence, how Chandu realized the futility of his profession in the village. Actually, may I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. How Chandu realizes his existence, the futility of his existence uh,
Dada
is
Chaha.
recognized by Chandu. Now, Chandu aspires to use modern tools. Whenever he visits a town, he wants to get new tools for his profession, a new bag, and he wants to dress like Dr. Kalan Khan. And Dr. Kalan Khan has a usual attire, waistcoat, his handbag, his leather handbag, polished leather shoes, and everything that Chandu wants to do that like Dr. Kalan Khan. He wants to keep all his shaving and hair cutting tools in the leather bag. And uh, when it comes to a step towards modernization, Chandu thinks that why not I could accept in my profession all these things. Why should I not include all these modern tools for my profession? So he one day, the narrator tells us in the next passages that one day Chandu appears with his modern clothing, modern attire, with a waistcoat, with a turban. And in those days, I think wearing a turban by a low caste person was really a revolution in itself. But it was not acceptable by the upper caste people like landlords, sahukar, whatever. All these peoples were against all of these kinds of attires. So when Chandu goes to the landlord's house to shave him off, to give him a shave, so landlord landlord harshly abuses him. He gives him curse, and he sends him back by scolding scornfully that you defiled this place, you defiled our dharma, and you have no right to wear this formalized pattern of uchkin, or what we can say that the wear clothes befitting your low status as a barber. The landlord abuses him. The landlord tells him that don't forget that you are from a low caste and there is no right to you to wear clothes like this as a upper caste peoples wearing a turban and like that. So we will have to purify this place, as you have kept your tools in a leather bag, and I don't know whether leather bag is made of cowhide or some other animal. And as we all people know that Hindus, we accepts cow as our holy mata or pavitra. So, in this sense, the sacred cow dung will be used to purify the house, entire house. So, Chandu gets completely means Chandu is nervous because he expected that he will
Well,
be treated as professional, and he
Siddharth.
will be treated. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Siddharth. Please speed up, Siddharth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Come to role of
Chandu.
Chandu. Restrict to
Yes,
role of
yes.
Chandu.
Chandu
Yeah.
is rejected everywhere, and Pandit Parmanand, Sahukar, and all the people reject Chandu's new attire and his professionalism. So Chandu is humiliated and scorned. So Chandu's rebellion against social hierarchy. Now, Chandu wants to take revenge to those upper caste people who scolded him, who humiliated him in front of other peoples. Chandu wants to get back his self-respect. Now he announces his strike. Chandu goes on to strike, and instead of going to these upper caste people, he goes to town. He gave their shaves, haircut, and hair dye in the town instead of in his own village, and he earns money. In the first time in his mother's eye, she sees prosperity, and Chandu plans to buy a new bicycle from Lala Hukum Chand's son. And so, to break the fetters of bondage, Chandu goes on strike, and Chandu stops going to landlord Sahukar Pandit Parmanand, and and when we see the unshaved, unkempt beard becomes the concurrent issue in the village houses. The shabby appearance of landlord makes his wife to threat him to run away with somebody. Such newses are all around the village, that the barber boy has gone on the strike. So how to tackle this problem? They summon the barber of Varka, but Chandu also again. He unites his clan. The barber of Varka is Chandu's cousin himself. So Chandu wants to become a role model for all of the people, and there is a shop opens with the name that Chandu Brothers hairdressing and haircutting shop, and it becomes a role model in and around nearby villages. So Chandu became a modern maker of India. Now the people, Uchkin people, that is the upper caste people, low caste people, or whoever they belong to the caste, they have to go to Chandu's shop, and they have to go to at his shop. They will have haircut later on. So in this way, Chandu becomes the modern maker of India, and he also become the voice of marginalized, suppressed section of the society. At the same time, when in 1944, when Mulk Raj Anand became the voice of suppressed sections, voice of the Harijans, that the Gandhiji also has started the movement to diminish the discrimination against low caste people or the untouchables. They were called as Harijans by the Gandhi's request. And in this way, there was a social reform uh, happening all over the India with Gandhiji's advent. So uh, here we find that the themes of our story, that exploitation and marginalization of section through upper caste people, uh, and a modernization becomes a breakthrough in making people economically and technologically stronger, that uh, they can become successful, they can have their own uh, their dignity, the self-respect through becoming a modern person, and the realization of existence, fight for self-respect. That is, Chandu fights, give back, fight for his self-respect, for his dignity, that he was humiliated, and he get back his respect by opening a shop. And rejection of servitude. Why I should have to go to these upper caste people? They will come to my shop. Why? So these questions are inherent in his mind, and so that Chandu becomes a symbol of modern maker, and he becomes a modern maker in the eye of the narrator. And in this way, the character of a barber boy Chandu um, uh, is immortalized by
Yeah.
author, novelist
Yeah. Okay,
Mulk
Siddharth.
Raj Anand. Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
I complete my
Yeah.
presentation over here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Any
you.
question?
Yeah, and if anybody has any question, you can ask. Anyone? Please unmute and ask. Yes, and this was, very relevant as far as today's NEP is concerned, because we are now thinking about dignity of labor, which is very important. In the new NEP, we have included vocational education, skill-based education. The student should know a particular skill or some vocation right from the age standard six. So, if everybody is learning one or the other vocation, people will have respect, because nowadays, like even if you want to become a carpenter or something, learning carpentry along with computers, learning fashion, you will not, I'm not talking about, you cannot say tailor. So if somebody is into fashion designing, using computers, using technology, so, slowly we are fighting this, and we are learning the importance of the different vocations also. And people are, as in foreign countries, in the USA, UK, all the Western countries, all these people are respected irrespective of what profession they follow. And we also in India we are also now on the verge of like rising up. And but it will take some time. And yes, so in this Baba's Trade Union, it was a great learning experience. And Dr. Siddharth Patil talked about the different themes highlighted on the dignity of labor. And he touched on the different aspects of, he talked about status, talked about image, alienation, yes, the pride which one should have in oneself. And he was clever also. Chandu was clever also.
Yes.
Yeah, and he really, you should have that thing to come out, to rise. And he talked of how he was, independence is also very important. That aspect also he touched. Then, it was after all the victory of justice, and we should be at one level. That was what we learned from this lesson. And it is of course rejuvenation of dignity of labor. That was what was highlighted through this story. So thank you, Siddharth. You touched on all the themes. And
Ma'am, one thing I would like to quote here. Actually, in my last refresher course, we were at the same batch in 2019 December, which was held in our department, English department.
I remember. Yes, yes.
So thank you, ma'am, seeing you over on this platform. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we move on to the next participant. And now I would like to invite Dr. Swapnil Manage.
Thank you, ma'am. Give me some moment to share my screen. Madam, my screen is visible?
Yes, yes, it's visible. Please put it on slideshow. Put it on slideshow.
Okay. Give me one moment. How to put section. Uh, how to put it on slideshow?
See on the top where you can see the icons, you can see home, insert, design, animation. There you have slideshow.
Okay. Once.
Otherwise, go ahead. Doesn't matter.
Okay, ma'am. Just give me one moment. Share screen.
Share your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, yes, it's visible. You can start.
Honorable Coordinator of HRDC, Kapil sir, Honorable Judge Sardeshpande ma'am, and my dear colleague. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Swapnil Manage. I'm from Ramtek. My topic is GM poetry as a post-colonial writer with reference to the novel Disgrace. The African literature in English has added a new dimension to the world literature today. It represents the colonial and post-colonial crisis within Africa. Colonialism deliberated the natives on different levels: psychological, social, physical, economic, political, sexual, etc. We all know that what does colonialism mean. The term post-colonialism, particularly post-colonialism, is originally used by the historians to describe the period after the colonization. In literary criticism, the term is used from 1970s to discuss the cultural, political, and linguistic effects of colonialism. This particular presentation is about the post-colonialism in disgrace, particularly. And it is going to show the struggle between the oppressed and the oppressor. In post-colonial writing, the justification of the position of other people is revealed by the damaged and distorted life of the South Africans under the apartheid. We are all aware of the apartheid and post-apartheid, that colonialism and post-colonialism, colonialism called as apartheid and post-colonialism called as post-apartheid. At the South Africa got them independence in 1994. After that, the era had started of post-colonialism or post-apartheid. This is about the defiance of which colonialism brings into post-colonial literature, shows the eventual outcome of colonialism. This presentation describes the struggles of uncommunicative college professor, his harassment, and of David Lurie. I would like just to focus on the author's work. As you can see on my screen. Everybody can see. I think. Can you reply, please? Can you see the screen or?
Yes, yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, we see the screen.
Thank you very much. Coates' first novel, Dustland, it is also it is the first short novel which has been written in the history of English literature. There is another, The Heart of Country, colonial novel, Waiting for Power, another colonial novel, Life and Types of Michael, which shows the situation of the particularly home war. Then The Age of Iron, and the most important, Disgrace is the first post-colonial or post-apartheid work of literature, which contradicts a lot of controversy. Yes, it was written in 1909 19, and the novel got the award, was selected for the an award, got award of particularly Man Booker Prize. Yes, Man Booker Prize award. In this, the next, yes, I can show you this one. Yes. Now coming to the setting and the themes of this particular novel, Disgrace. There are so many themes discussed by the author uh, in this novel. If you read if anybody has read the novel, the first line of this novel is like that: for a man of his age, 52, divorce, he has to his mind solve the problems of sex rather well. This is the first line which set the tone of this whole novel, which has been written by G.M. Coetzee. There are so many themes: racism, black and white, because David Lurie and his daughter is white, and the other characters are black. Sexuality, David Lurie is suffering from the problems of sexuality. Sexuality directly correlates with the power. Power domination was there everywhere, and the shifting of power, particularly after post-colonialism. Then the another thing is discussed by the writer is about justice also, because David Lurie did sexual exploitation of his students, particularly Melin. And in the end, so he demanded justice, but her daughter denied that because it is a crime of our ancestors we have to suffer. And there is a gradual development of the character David Lurie. I would like to discuss about the characters and then yes, David Lurie, the main and central character of the novel, who is symbolic of the power and shifting of power, is all things. David Lurie is a stubborn and a proud man uh, who raped his students, Melin Isaac, who was black. And after that, he denies to apologize for his crime. He said because of that power, he is feeling that I am the symbol of the power and white. That's why he denied. And he feels rather better to resign than to demand to give the written apology. Then he left the job. Apart from that, and he went to her daughter's farm, who is living in the remote area of South Africa. He was started living there with Lucy. His daughter's name is Lucy. Lucy Lurie is more mature, practical, and responsible than her father. She totally aware of the situation, how the power is shifting. Wonder what happened. Some black people raped her, and she bears her rape and subsequent pregnancy with that grace. Understanding it's a way to further oppose apartheid reconciliation by paying some of the price for history's wrong. That is the particular thing she is defining this post apartheid. That the crime, what our ancestor had done, we are facing these all problems. Because of that, we are facing these all problems. Lucy follows her inner moral compass and does not allow her father's hysteria to control her action. Her father demanded justice. He said that you must go to the police and we should demand a justice. Lucy replies that what they will do. It's our ancestors which had done wrong to them. Now they are revolting, they are rebelling, they are taking the revenge. And that is what we are facing it. She's setting on a good person and good mother to her unborn child, and she said that she is not going to abort the child again. There is another main character in this novel. The name of the character is Petrus, who is a black middle-aged man belonging to a particular tribe, Xhosa. Petrus is taking the advantage of the end of the apartheid to establish his family in a position of power as a landowner. Because before that, in the colonial era, blacks were not allowed to purchase a land. They were not allowed to do anything good. They were having their different churches. They were having their different bus stops. They have to carry the passes, which has been called as bad pass. They suffered a lot of humiliation. Now the power changes after the apartheid. And now he wants to show that he considers that I'm in power. He begins as Lucy Lurie's helper, but soon acquires part of her land and builds his own house. Now consider that I'm going to protect you, but for that you have to pay something. You have to give me some part of your land. Lucy's rape turns out to be a connected of Castor's ambition to own off all Lucy's land. When he offers to marry her in exchange for her for protection, Lucy accepts that proposal. Now, David Lurie was very much furious after listening that proposal, but she said to him that we have to accept the situation. He is having owned his family, but he is demanding this particular thing. So, in this novel, uh, and another most important thing now here, David Lurie trying to relate. He's asking her daughter, "Are you going to blame me for the thing that I did the rape with that student, and that's why, or you are telling me to suffer with all things suffering, go through the all suffering?" She said, "No, you can't even imagine the pain and the suffering as a male." These are the main important themes in the novel. Disgrace explores the post-apartheid climate of South Africa. It it gathered a lot of contradictions because it is about that in this novel the white minority is painted as in a good condition and the remaining blacks painted as in a negative fashion. But still, Disgrace explores the post-apartheid climate of South Africa. Um, Disgrace shows struggles of brutality and exploitation through the racial chain of command, which was changed in contemporary South Africa. The change started shifting. A peaceful side note to this, it is in its investigation of man's dishonorable treatment of creatures. Disgrace is a heart-wrenching and unbiased tales about the state of human involvement with the finish of the 20th century. While not out, the book and its title are a judgment of the essential condition of current humankind. The disgraced Professor David Lurie and her daughter was disgraced in this land. He was not having the grace because he was having the problem of sexuality. He considered himself very much powerful. That's why he was a disgrace. In managing the results of this sexual hostility records the brutal side of post-politically sanctioned racial segregation life in South Africa. J.M. Poit says, main intention in this novel was to portray the inequality among the races prevalent in South Africa. That is the main intention. He explained in his one of the interviews that in this particular line, political system was almost corrupt. Safety of the people was not ensured after the post-apartheid. Even it was not the blacks were not safe in the apartheid area also, no doubt. Even though apartheid was on the edge of decline, the native people were assaulted. Certain white people like Lucy and Lurie all became the victims of racial violence in the post-apartheid. Attacks on white became common in the post-apartheid because the apartheid people or the black people were thinking that it's our time to get revenge. But few people like Lucy stayed with determination and faced the problem. James Coetzee has authentically described the state of the white minority in a post-apartheid country in his whole novel, Disgrace. One thing, just I would like to shifting of power is always not easy. Nelson Mandela has passed so many laws for the equalities that blacks and whites should live together, but it was not possible because the mind of the black people uh, they started getting that we are getting in power and we must take the revenge. This revenge policy, the ideology of the black people started changing, and the white minority people were suffering. And some people like Lucy and so many people like that one. There is another character, so many character, white character in that all. They started suffering. So this is all about that James Coetzee's novel, Disgrace. This, It's, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, and if
Yes,
anybody
ma'am.
has any question, so that was what we heard about disgrace. Yes, and sir has really touched all the themes. He talked about the arrogance, he talked about disgrace and reconciliation. All these are explored in the light of gendered sexual relations between Luri and the characters Soraya, Desiree Isaacs, and Rosalind. And really, yes, there is objectification and really commoditization of women, which we have seen. And these are used as sexual tools. And these are this is basically the source of Luri's arrogance. And his character then eventually disgraces him when he becomes the object of self shame and public ridicule. So very well brought out. Yes, the theme and your message which has reached the participants, and thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, madam. And I request each and everyone to read this particular novel, Disgrace, and they should watch the movie also. It is very much informed the novel. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay. And now we move on to the next participant. It is Mr. Umesh Chavan.
Yes, madam, I am here. Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, honorable coordinator, sir. Good afternoon, honorable judge, madam. I would like to share my screen. Is it visible, madam?
No, actually the earlier screen, we can see the screen of the earlier participant.
Okay.
So first he should stop sharing his screen, then you can start. Ask Swapnil to stop sharing his screen.
Swapnil, sir. No, ma'am, he is not responding.
Yes, now you can start. Mr. Umesh Chauhan, you can start.
My topic of presentation is a representation of women in Anita Desai's selected novel. Anita Desai is a born Anita Muzumdar, is an Indian novelist.
Umesh, come to novels. Umesh, come to novels. Directly to novels.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I have selected only 4 novels of Anita Desai. That is number 1, Cry the Peacock. Number 2, Where Shall We Go to This Summer? Fire on the Mountain. And the last one is Clear Light of the Day. Among them, the Cry the Peacock which presents the tragic story of Maya. Maya's loveless marital life, along with her obsessive terror of death of one of the couple as predicted by an old albino astrologer. Then it is a deeply moving psychological study of a heroine's consciousness. Anita Desai presents almost the entire narrative as self-narration of Maya. Then the narration is a masterstroke of the novelist's art so far as it serves to foreground the heroine's plight. Therefore, we can say in this novel, Cry the Peacock, Anita Desai, which in this novel she explores the inner world of the main protagonist Maya and demonstrate her fear, her insecurity, and Maya's strange behavior. The next novel is Where Shall We Go This Summer? This novel dwells on the theme of alienation and miscommunication in married life. It is the alienation of women, a woman, a wife, and a mother. Alienation conditioned by society and family on a woman. The central figure, Sita's predicament, is similar to that of Maya in Cry the Peacock and Monisa in Voices in the City. She is also obsessed with her loveless marriage with Raman. Sita is a married woman and has 4 children, but but in the very picture of misery and dejection. She felt herself to be a prisoner in a house which offers her nothing but the dull and hopeless disappointment. Sita's unhappiness in married life finds expression in feeling of contempt for the friends and colleagues of her husband. In this way, she fails to communicate with her husband. We found this thing in Where Shall We Go to This Summer? And she suffers from fragmented matrimonial relation with her husband. Sita is an emotional woman who fails to relate to her husband. Then the next novel, which is Fire on the Mountain. The Fire on the Mountain, the novel has Nanda Kaul as its focal character, the main character, and the Nanda Kaul is one of those heroines who have suffered a lifetime of unhappiness caused by a loveless marriage. Nanda has constantly fitted into this form of an ideal woman, but her husband has had a deep-rooted illicit relationship with Miss David, a Christian woman. Despite the fact that life has not treated her reasonably, she handles her husband's extramarital undertaking with an uncommon elegance. So, this novel reflects the life of women in the Victorian era. Then, the last novel of Anita Desai, that is The Clear Light of the Day. As the title is very much suggestive of clarity. The light here signifies the light of liberation, of deliverance for all the Indian women to remove shadows of ignorance of oneself and the society of fallen values. When compared with other woman characters in the novel like Tara, the Mizra's girls, or Aunt Mira, Bim submerged the traditional model of woman. She is portrayed as assertive, firm, insistent on ruling others rather than to be ruled. She aims at achieving autonomy and rejects the traditional role and destiny of becoming a wife. Desai portrays the crisis and predicament of middle-class women and the way in which they struggle and come to terms with their marginalized status. I come to the conclusion.
Yeah.
Anita Desai is like a genuine woman activist, has uncovered the appalling truth of the man-centric culture of India. We can say the patriarchy in Indian society. Anita Desai has won a suitable position by exploring the emotional world of women. Desai has obviously exposed the subordination of women in society, and their struggle for self-determination already points toward women's conscious action to change the situation, though there is no mention of any action taken by men to help women's there is no mention of any action taken by men to help women's struggle for emancipation. Thank you.
Any questions? Chavan sir, just I would like to ask you one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, now you've talked about Cry of Peacock, then you talked about Where Shall We Go this summer. Look at the
Yes.
titles, Cry of Peacock, then
Yes,
Where
ma'am.
Shall We Go this summer, and then Fire
Mhm.
on the Mountains, and then
Yes, ma'am.
Clear Light of the Day.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what can you say about the titles? How are the titles? Cry of Peacock. Why Cry of Peacock? Why Fire on the Mountain? What is the significance of the title?
Actually, it explores the emotions of the women in the, that is similar to the cry of the peacock.
Mhm.
So in this way, that is inner world of a protagonist, madam. We
Mhm.
can say so. Therefore, I am exploring this.
So that reflects with nature.
Yeah, ma'am.
Does that reflect with nature?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So yes, you've dealt with all these four novels, and we've seen how the world of alienation is, what happens because of loneliness and suffering. That is dealt with in detail in the first novel, Cry of Peacock. The second, yes, the alienation. Again, we have this theme of alienation there in the second novel also. And mostly what happens when there is when there is no communication in married life, if there are so many problems which crop up due to non-communication. So that is also dealt with. And Fire on the Mountain, yes, it is again also related to miscommunication.
Yes,
And it is
ma'am.
miscommunication, lack of understanding in marital life. So again, look at the problems which crop up due to things like non-communication, or due to certain miscommunication. If you don't have lack of understanding, there can be a big crisis also. Then when you talked about the clear light of the day, yes, it really explores how the you did not talk about the childhood crisis. I think you left out that part, I think, and how it can really reveal, if you have courage, you can overcome the crisis which a person has, the crisis which he has undergone in his childhood days. So thank you. We really enjoyed, and in this short span, you've talked about each and every aspect. So thank you very much. And now we move on to our next
you, ma'am.
participant. Yes, that is Mrs. Rupa Sodi.
Good afternoon, respected sir. Good afternoon, respected ma'am. My topic is on Bastar Dashera. Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sure.
I'm sharing my screen, ma'am. I'm not able to get.
Click on share screen.
Then Microsoft to Google to swing. This is my first time, madam. That's why I'm not able to share. I have prepared, madam. But
Are you on a mobile?
yes, ma'am, I'm on mobile.
Well, Suman ma'am, can you guide her?
Ma'am, in which app have you made this presentation?
Zoom,
Microsoft.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So there is one option, you go to share screen. There is one option there, Microsoft.
I'm not getting
Or
that. Ma'am.
just click on screen.
I had clicked.
After that, you'll have to search for your folder.
Okay, without sharing, if you can just open wherever you've made your presentation and give an
Okay.
open presentation only.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, today's my presentation is on Bastar Dashera, a 75-day unique festival held in tribal land of Chhattisgarh. Bastar Dashera is one of the longest festival in the world. It is unique because it comprises of Bastar tribal culture, which include tribal groups such as Gonds, Marias, Murias, Abuj Marias, and Bhatras. Mainly the festival, we usually know that the Dashera takes place after the 9 days of Navaratri festival and marks the victory of Lord Rama over the demon King Ravana. But in Bastar, it is not like that. Here, the Dashera festival of Bastar region in the state is totally unique one. It is dedicated to Lord Devi Danteshwari, the native goddesses of Bastar region. It has also been said that Maharaja Kaktiya Purushottam Dev walked for almost a year to reach Jagannath Puri at Jagannath temple in Puri. Lord Jagannath was very so happy, or we can say very much impressed with his long journey to give him a respect, and she offered a chariot. Lord Jagannath offered a chariot to the king Purushottam Dev. Every year, that chariots take a round of town Jagdalpur during Bastar Dashera. The festival brings a great deal of enthusiasm among the people of different tribes belonging to rural or urban areas. Ma'am, I would like to discuss various rituals occurred in these days during Dashera. First is Pat Jatra. It is, shall I continue, ma'am?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Dashera starts with Pat Jatra. Generally, it is done during Haryali Amavasya and is very much with great enthusiasm. It is celebrated, and it is a celebration of arrival of monsoon. And second is Kachan Gadi. Kachan generally means it is a name of goddesses Kachan, and Gadi means to pick the stick in the ground and take permission from goddesses Kachan Devi, and she grants permission to proceed the festival. Next ritual is Jogi Bithai. Jogi generally deals with the youth of Muria tribes, and Bithai we in English, in Hindi, to stick to a place, and he usually stick to a tank which is filled with the flowers, and he keeps fast to he keeps 9 days fast for the smooth running of festival. Next ritual is Nisha Jatra. Nisha Jatra is a ritual performed in Danteshwari temple at Jagdalpur Palace. In the evening, the Maharaj and the priest with 7 members of priest, generally they offers a earthen pot and to carry on the festival. Next one is Jogi Uthai. On 9th day, the Jogi breaks his fast and he is honored with his he is honored for the 9 days effort. And this day is called the Jogi Uthai, which means rise of Jogi. And same day, Mavli Parghav process takes place. The goddess Mavli leaves her temple of Dantewada and she is brought to Jagdalpur. And she is very much welcomed with a showering of flowers. And next ritual is Bhitar Rehni. Bhitar Rehni is it is the moment when the umbrella or goddesses Danteshwari, or we may call it as Chhatra, which is just above goddesses Danteshwari, is carried in procession in the chariot. And last day, Tikkun Jatra is done, where all the people engaged in this festival are given thanks for their proper organizing of this festival. All the tribes are thanked. Before the motive before my presentation is to adoption of our own culture. We should not be behind our culture. We should with our culture, because culture is our own identity. That's all, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Fine. But I think that this kind of presentation is incomplete without PPTs, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sir, I have made. I can send it to Google Classroom just now, or I will do WhatsApp to you.
Yeah, that you have to. Otherwise, otherwise this presentation won't be considered.
Sir, this was my first time. That's why
I'm your PPTs.
Okay, sir. I will do it by now only.
Okay. Yeah. Over to you, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
No, we would have really enjoyed if we would have seen the PPT.
Had PPTs been there, it would have been really good.
Yes.
Sir, with pictures also, I have made all the.
Yes, because yes, Bastar and Bastar Dashera, we would have seen how really the different rituals are, and you explained all those rituals, but there were really some extraordinary rituals and all these tribal knowledge, indigenous things. What is the reason behind conducting all those rituals? If you would have explained, it would have become more interesting. But these things are really, we really enjoyed, we really want to understand these different rituals and rites and rituals and the things which are available with that the indigenous knowledge which is there with the tribals. Yes, thank you for that.
Okay. Madam, may I send in our RC group now or later? I will. It is with me.
Yeah, you can do that. But I don't think there's any need to share it. Yeah, you can do that so that other participants can have a glance at it.
No. Okay, sir, I will.
Yeah, please do that. Because it was an interesting topic, something new regarding culture.
Yes.
We missed the PPTs. Yeah.
Now we move on to the last participant, Mr. Milind Singh.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, may I send it just now?
Hello.
Yeah, please do that. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I will definitely do.
Yeah, I think, the next one is there. Mahendra?
Milind Shende.
Acha, Milind Shende, sir. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, please, moving on to the next participant.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, sir.
Ha, Pooja.
Do you have some workshop today?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
I've informed it on the group, please. Yeah,
Okay.
next, Milind Shende, sir, are you there? Yeah, he is there. Milind is there.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. You are audible.
Okay. Just a minute. Let me share my PPT, sir.
Yeah, Milind, 10 minutes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Just within 10 minutes. Yeah.
Sir, I have sent it my presentation. Hello.
Yeah, fine, ma'am. Fine. Okay. We have
Thank you so much.
yeah, to the next participant, to the next presenter. Please.
What happened, Shende, sir? Are you there, Milind, sir? I think he's lost connectivity. एका कार्यक्रमात नंतर बोलतो. Kapil sir, I think he's lost connectivity.
Yes, he has lost connectivity.
Now he's joined.
Yeah, Shende, sir. Okay, ma'am. They have to attend. They have to attend a workshop.
Okay.
Which has been organized by the university.
So we'll
Right.
stop here. Huh?
We will accommodate him in the later presentations. He will be
Okay.
stop for the day. So on behalf of this HRDC of Nagpur University and the participants, I thank Madam for being here and cooperating in the in this and chairing a session in this in this session, which was for presentation of around six participants, of which 5 have presented their paper. So thanks a lot, ma'am. And I will, and the participants are, they are requested to join the link which has been posted in the group. And please participate in the workshop, a 1-hour workshop, which is being organized by the Academic Staff College.
Thank you, Kapil sir, for inviting
ma'am.
me. For inviting me for this, and really I enjoyed this interaction with the presenters who have really 5 presenters were there, and yes, so I enjoyed their presentations. So thank you, participants, and good evening.